My father is a dentist with a thriving private practice, so popular that appointments must be booked at least a month in advance. Married for 30 years, he has been financially drained by my mother. My mother is truly resourceful. Shortly after meeting, she, as an upperclassman, set her sights on my father and took immediate action. She engaged him in daily conversations, invited him to meals, celebrated holidays together, and even spent New Year's Eve with him. Her ultimate move was feigning an urgent need to use the restroom at his rented place. Upon seeing his messy room with empty instant noodle bowls scattered around, she remarked, "You've just gone through a breakup, I understand. But surviving solely on instant noodles isn't healthy." She then cooked a meal and brought it over to share with him. My father was deeply moved and decided to confess his feelings. Years later, he discovered he had been duped. "That was the only time your mother ever cooked," he complained. "After we started dating, she didn't even pretend anymore." Of course, my mother laughed. "Who keeps baiting the fish after it's caught? By the way, the food was store-bought. I just packed it into a lunchbox. I can't cook. And I wasn't really in a hurry to use the bathroom. I just wanted an excuse to see your place." You manipulative woman." My mother perfectly embodied the saying, "The most skilled hunter often appears as the prey." Consequently, after I entered high school, my father frequently warned me not to be blinded by passion and end up like him. "They're like politicians," he said. "When they're out of power, they make grand promises. Once they're in, they're all the same." Real love begins after the honeymoon phase ends, but I always felt they were both willing participants. My mother came from a wealthy Type A family. My grandfather was a landowner. As their only daughter, she was pampered and never had to check price tags. In contrast, my father hailed from rural Changhua and had to earn everything himself. During their courtship, my mother often paid for meals, bought him clothes and shoes, and even took him for haircuts. She essentially molded her boyfriend to her liking. According to the dentists at the clinic, who were also my father's classmates, they were all envious back then. "Good looks really do make a difference," they said. Now, all his income is controlled by my mother. At his lowest point, he didn't even have money for a cigarette and had to ask them for it. "What goes around comes around," he lamented. That said, my mother managed the clinic efficiently and was financially savvy. During the SARS outbreak and the financial crisis, she decisively purchased properties at low points. Now, rental income alone suffices, and the clinic continues mainly to serve loyal patients who have been coming since childhood. My father's hardships were partly his own doing. Despite being a dentist, he couldn't quit smoking. My mother's attempts to cut off his finances didn't help. It wasn't until he developed atherosclerosis and suffered a heart attack while treating a patient that things changed. He felt intense chest pain and broke into a cold sweat. Fortunately, the dental assistant noticed something was wrong, stopped the procedure, and called an ambulance. He was saved just in time. "I'm doomed. Your mother's going to scold me," he said from his hospital bed. "Daughter, save me." When my mother entered the room, she didn't scold him as expected. Instead, she sat quietly, stared at him, and began to cry. "I thought you were going to leave me," she finally said. My father was speechless and, for the first time, promised to quit smoking, exercise, and watch his diet. "We have enough money," he told me before my mother arrived. "You and your brother don't need to worry about supporting us. I've also set aside some money for you. When you're older, you can use it to study abroad or chase your dreams. There's another sum, about 500,000, hidden in my drawer. Your mother doesn't know about it. I saved it secretly. If I don't make it, use this money to buy your mother gifts on her birthday. Get her something nice, like a designer bag. You know what women like. Just don't give her the receipt, or she return it. If possible, take her to Italy. Her favorite movie is Roman Holiday, and she's always wanted to go. After marrying me, she never spent money on herself." That was the first time I saw my father cry. After that day, he truly quit smoking. He became more energetic and gradually handed over the clinic to younger dentists. Once the pandemic restrictions lifted, He started traveling the world with my mother. Not long ago, my father sent a video to our family group chat. They were in a small town on Italy's Amalfi coast. The sunset cast an orange glow over the sea, and evening breeze played with my mother's hair. It seemed the tour guide was filming, as other group members cheered in the background. At that moment, my father knelt on one knee and presented a ring. Back then, you asked me if a man could love only one woman for a long time, he said. Whether love would fade into mere habit or familial affection. Now, I can answer you. Is 40 years long enough? I'm 62 now, and I can honestly say I've only ever loved you. I loved you 40 years ago, and I still do today.